Welcome to the deep dive. Today we're tackling something almost all of us struggle with, right? That feeling of not finishing what we start.
Absolutely. It could be a big work project, maybe that bathroom remodel you planned.
Or even just, losing those 10 pounds. We all have those unfinished intentions lying around.
We do. So today we're diving deep into Dr. Jan Yager's book, How to Finish Everything You Start.
Yeah, pulling out the key insights.
Exactly. Our mission here is to really unpack why we stumble, the real reasons, and more importantly, get into some solid, actionable strategies.
Strategies grounded in actual research.
Decades of time management research, actually, so we can all become, hopefully, consistent finishers.
Okay, let's jump right in then. The book calls this failure to finish an epidemic. That sounds pretty serious. What are the consequences beyond just, my own frustration?
It's huge, actually. The source makes it clear this isn't just a personal problem, it's societal.
How so?
Well, look at the numbers in the U.S. Nearly 600,000 high school students drop out every year. Yeah, and almost half of American college students leave without finishing their undergraduate degree.
Half. That's staggering.
It is. And globally, you see similar patterns. Think 2015 figures, countries like Venezuela, Mexico, Chile, only about 19% of students finish college.
And even at the highest levels, PhDs.
Even there, alarming dropout rates. You get the classic all but dissertation phenomenon. It's unfinished potential everywhere you look.
That paints a really sobering picture. So it's not just education, it must hit our work lives too.
Oh, definitely. Professionally, not finishing can be, well, disastrous.
Like how?
The book gives this example of an editor lost their job simply because they couldn't close deals, couldn't finish.
So your reputation relies on it.
Completely. Your reputation, your team's success, it all hinges on completing things on time. It's about being reliable.
Okay, so it's a massive issue.
Yeah.
Personally, professionally, societally. What's driving it? The book points to two big things, right? Too much at once and distractionitis.
Exactly. And too much at once. That's cited as the #1 reason people give. Over 30% in the surveys.
Just feeling overloaded.
Yep. And in some places, like India, it was even higher, nearly 40%. And think about our environment now.
Phones buzzing constantly.
Right. Americans check their phones, 80 times a day on average? That constant interruption, feeling pulled everywhere, it kills completion. Very different from the old days of just waiting for the mail.
Definitely feels different. But it's not just the external stuff, is it? The book mentions like 22 internal things, beliefs, habits.
And this is where it gets really personal. These internal roadblocks, they're often the trickiest.
Like what? Give us some examples.
Well, there's the big paradox. Fear of failure and fear of success.
How did that work?
If you fear failure, well, by not finishing, you actually bring about the failure you were afraid of. It's self-sabotage.
Often starting young.
Often. Unrealistic expectations in childhood can set that pattern. But then there's the flip side.
Fear of success. That sounds weird. Why fear success?
It's less obvious, yeah. But people might subconsciously hold back because they fear the consequences of succeeding. Maybe more pressure, higher stakes, maybe even overshadowing someone else.
Keeping yourself small, almost.
Sort of. The advice is pretty practical, though. Imagine the worst that could happen if you succeed and realize you can probably handle it.
Okay, that makes sense. What else trips us up internally?
Oh, a classic one. Perfectionism.
Right. Trying to make it absolutely perfect before you let it go.
Exactly. That chase for something unattainable just leads to endless tweaking, endless delays. Again, often rooted in childhood, feeling like nothing was ever good enough.
So what's the fix? Just lower your standards.
Not lower, but make them realistic. Strive for attainable excellence, the book calls it. And know when it's good enough to let go. Don't let perfect be the enemy of done.
Attainable excellence, I like that. But knowing when it's attainable, that can be tough when you're in the thick of it.
It really can. And that fuzzy line often leads to another big one, procrastination.
Ah, yes. My old friend.
Huh. Well, the book has a really interesting take. It says procrastination isn't just laziness, it's information.
Information. How?
It's your mind or body telling you something. Why are you delaying? Is this project actually wrong for you? Do you just desperately need a break?
So listen to the procrastination.
Sort of. Get specific about the why, understand the real consequences if you keep delaying, and then crucially, plan rewards for actually doing it to start rewiring that urge to put it off.
That feels more constructive than just beating yourself up about it. Okay, what about the practical side? Like just planning badly.
That's definitely on the list. Poor planning and setting unrealistic deadlines.
We've all done that. underestimated how long something takes.
Massively. Or we accept those crazy death march deadlines, especially common in things like software projects. You're set up to fail.
So the advice is,
Pad your estimates. Add a buffer, maybe 25%, even 50%. It's far better to finish early than be constantly behind.
makes sense. And related to that, pacing.
Yeah, poor pacing, it connects to the planning. It's the whole slow and steady wins the race idea. Trying to do these intense, unsustainable sprints just leads to burnout. Consistent effort is key.
It feels like these things feed into each other. Bad planning leads to rushing, leads to burnout, leads to not finishing.
Exactly. And there are others too, quieter ones, like disorganization. Pretty simple. Can't finish if you can't find what you need.
True.
Emotional turmoil, stress, impatience, they just sap your energy for finishing. Anger, too, the book points out, can just shut you down completely.
Wow, anger. Didn't think of that one.
And one more really common habit, starting something new before the current thing is done.
Oh, yeah. The lure of the shiny new project.
Right. Apparently, 39% of people find starting easier than finishing. You get that initial buzz, then move on when the hard part hits.
Okay, we've really unpacked the problem of the why. Now let's get to the solutions, the cures. How does the book say we can actually become finishers?
This is where it gets really practical. The book uses a great acronym, easy to remember, FINISH.
Okay, FINISH. Let's break it down. F is for.
F is for focus. Focus on one priority task. This tackles that too much at once problem head on. Pick one thing.
Right, one thing, then I.
I is for ignore. Ignore interruptions and distractions. That's actively fighting the distractionitis. Turn off notifications, close unnecessary tabs, maybe even hide your phone.
Actively manage it.
Okay, N.
N is for now. Now is the time, not later, not tomorrow. This is the direct counter to procrastination.
Yeah.
Just start. Take one small step now.
Initiate action, which brings us to the second I.
Exactly. The second I is initiate and innovate. Keep the momentum going. Find new ways around roadblocks. Think Thomas Edison, right? 1,000 tries for the light bulb. Persistence.
Keep going even when it gets tough, which leads to S.
S is stay the course, however tough it gets. Persevere when the initial excitement fades and it just feels like hard work.
Gotta push through. And finally, H.
H is hail finishing. Celebrate your accomplishment. Make it a big deal. This reinforces the habit, makes your brain associate finishing with something positive. Hail finishing. I love that. Make it a celebration.
Yeah.
That feels like a really important psychological step. What about finding the time in the first place? The book mentions hidden time.
Yeah, that's a neat idea. It's about using those little pockets of time we usually waste.
It's like commuting, waiting in line.
Exactly. Those minutes add up. If you're prepared, you can use them for small tasks, reading, planning. The book suggests keeping a time log for a day or two. You'll likely be surprised where your time actually goes and where you can find these hidden moments.
A time log.
Yeah.
Might be painful but revealing. Okay, so we have the FINISH framework. How do we apply this bigger picture, like setting goals effectively from the start?
Right, setting yourself up for success. The book is big on using established tools for goal setting, like the SMART acronym.
SMART. Specific, measurable.
Achievable or assignable, meaning someone owns it, realistic, and time-bound. Standard stuff, but effective.
And it adds to it. Smarter.
Yeah, adding E for evaluated and R for reviewed. So you're not just setting goals, you're constantly checking in, reflecting, and adjusting your approach. It's dynamic.
Okay, so you set a smarter goal. But then life happens. How do you prioritize when everything feels urgent?
Good question. The book brings in some classic prioritizing principles. Stephen Covey's matrix is one focusing on what's important versus just urgent.
The 4 quadrants. Important, urgent, important, not urgent.
Exactly. The goal is to spend more time on the important stuff, especially the important not urgent things like planning and prevention, and less on the not important time wasters.
And the 80-20 rule.
Pareto's principle, yeah. The idea that roughly 80% of your results come from 20% of your efforts. So identify that critical 20% and focus your energy there for maximum impact.
Don't get lost in the weeds.
Precisely. And the author has her own framework, too, called the Axi-Chien plan.
Axi-Chien, what's that stand for?
A, assess your duties. C, control your behavior. T, target specific assignments. I, innovate with new approaches. O, organize your materials. And N, act now. It's like a practical checklist for getting things done.
Lots of frameworks. What about simple to-do lists? We all use them, but mine often just gets longer and longer. Any tips there?
Yeah, the author mentions having a 47-item list herself at one point. The key advice is realism. Keep it manageable.
But what about things you don't finish today?
Crucial point. Always move incomplete items to the next day's list. Don't let them vanish into limbo. Keep them visible.
Okay, carry them over.
And another interesting point, the book emphasizes writing things down physically, pen and paper.
Really? Why?
Research suggests the physical act of writing actually helps embed things in your memory better than typing on a screen. Helps with commitment.
Interesting. I'm going to try that. What about dealing with other people? Saying no, getting help. Those can derail you too.
Absolutely pivotal skills. Learning to say no graciously is huge for protecting your focus. The book actually lists 20 different ways to decline politely.
20 ways. Okay, need to check that out. And delegation.
Yes, another powerful tool. Free up your time for the things only you can do. But it's about doing it effectively.
How so?
The book lays out 8 steps, but the core is delegate responsibility, not just tasks. Give clear instructions, choose the right person, and importantly, give credit when it's due. Build trust.
Delegate responsibility.
Hair.
That feels different, more empowering for the other person too.
It is, and delegation isn't just for people.
What do you mean?
Delegate to technology. Use apps, reminders, maybe even a robotic vacuum cleaner. Automate or outsource the little things that eat up time but don't need your specific input.
Okay, delegate to the Roomba. Got it. The book uses finishing a book as a big example, right? Drawing on the author's own experience.
Yes, it really grounds all these ideas. She talks very openly about struggling with an unfinished novel contract, the stress, the professional stakes.
So what were the big takeaways from her 21 ways to finish writing your book that apply to, say, finishing a major report or a personal project?
Several key things. 1, break daunting tasks into tiny steps. A daily word count, 1 chapter, 1 small section of the report. Make it feel achievable.
Small wins.
Exactly. 2, understand procrastination as information, like we discussed. Is it a real delay or just a needed pause? 3, plan those rewards for finishing milestones. 4, aim for that attainable excellence, not impossible perfection. She learned that with one of her own books, Victims. Better finished and published than perfect and stuck in a drawer.
That perfectionism trap again.
And also challenging that myth, I don't have time.
Yeah.
It's about making time, making choices. She canceled a trip once to finish When Friendship Hurts.
And it paid off.
Hugely. Multiple printings, dozens of translations. Sometimes you have to make those hard choices to prioritize finishing.
Okay, this feels like a comprehensive toolkit, but is it ever okay not to finish something? It feels like admitting defeat after all this talk about finishing.
It's a really important question, and yes, the book says it absolutely can be okay. There's a chapter called The Exception That Proves the Rule.
An exception. How does that fit?
It's about making a conscious, rational decision. Not quitting because of fear or overwhelm, but deciding thoughtfully that something just doesn't align with your goals anymore, or it's not the best use of your time and energy.
So it's a strategic withdrawal, not just giving up.
Exactly. The book mentions Charles Krauthammer switching from psychiatry to journalism, a considered life change. It's about making purposeful pivots.
That distinction feels crucial. Okay, another interesting concept mentioned is the Hemingway effect. What's that?
Ah, yes. This is fascinating. It's about how motivation links to perceived closeness to the finish line.
Based on Hemingway, the writer.
Right. His habit was to stop writing for the day mid-scene when he knew exactly what came next. That way, he wouldn't face a blank page the next morning. He could just jump right back in.
Clever. So how does that relate to us?
Research backs it up. People are apparently more motivated to push through and finish tasks, especially structured ones, when they feel they're getting close to the end. Seeing progress, however small, fuels the drive.
Like seeing the light at the end of the tunnel makes you run faster.
Pretty much. It's a psychological boost. Use it, break things down so you see yourself getting closer more often.
Great tip. Okay, what if the problem isn't just occasional, but chronic? Or if it's a whole team struggling?
The book addresses that too. For individuals with really chronic issues finishing things, especially if there's significant inattention or disorganization, it suggests considering an evaluation for ADHD, attention deficit hyperactivity disorder. It lists common symptoms like trouble sustaining focus, disorganization, restlessness.
Okay, so looking into potential underlying conditions.
Yes. And it also mentions something called ADT, attention deficit trait.
ADT, not ADHD.
Right. ADT isn't a clinical disorder like ADHD. It's described more as a state of brain overload, common in our modern hyperconnected world. Symptoms are similar: distractibility, impatience, feeling overwhelmed, but it's often situational, caused by the environment.
Wow, ADT sounds like basically everyone I know sometimes.
It's very relatable. It's a sign our brains are just struggling to cope with the constant demands. Recognizing that can be the first step.
So for big, complicated stuff, maybe bringing in help is the answer.
Definitely. For complex projects, the book strongly recommends using project managers, someone skilled in planning, budgeting, monitoring. It provides essential structure.
Even if budget's tight.
They even suggest maybe bartering services if needed. That's how important that external structure and accountability can be.
And for motivating a team, if you're a leader.
Provide resources, maybe this book or workshops. Implement reward systems for completion. And a great practical tip: daily stand-up meetings.
Quick check-ins?
Yeah, like 10, 15 minutes. Everyone shares progress, flags, roadblocks. It fosters accountability and shared problem solving. The book mentions David New at TINY Pulse doing this effectively.
That sounds efficient. What about simple accountability?
That links to the Hawthorne effect.
Hawthorne effect.
It's the phenomenon where people tend to work harder or perform better when they know they're being observed.
So just having someone watch you helps.
In a supportive way, yes. Having an accountability partner, someone cheering you on who knows your goals, can be surprisingly powerful. Positive social pressure.
Interesting. Okay, one last area. Those small, annoying tasks. Paperwork, emails, calls. Do they matter for finishing bigger things?
They absolutely do. Neglecting them seems minor, but it creates friction. Misunderstandings happen, files get lost, you get a reputation for not following through. It all adds drag.
And the key advice for paperwork, or maybe digital clutter too.
Simple but crucial. Backup, backup, backup. Losing critical information is a massive avoidable setback. Don't let the small administrative stuff trip you up.
Right. Handle the small stuff so it doesn't become a big obstacle. Okay, this has been incredibly rich. So many reasons we fail to finish, but also so many concrete strategies. If you had to boil it down, what are the absolute top takeaways for someone listening right now?
Okay, top insights based on the source. 1. Be ruthless about focusing on your #1 priority. Really. 2. Relocate or create boundaries, if needed, to kill distractions. 3. Remind yourself often of the consequences of not finishing. Use that as fuel.
Okay.
4. Use affirmations. Sounds a bit cheesy maybe, but telling yourself I am finishing what I started can actually help shift your mindset. 5. Aim for achievable excellence. Ditch the impossible perfectionism.
Right. Attainable excellence.
6. Remember, you're not alone. Finishing is hard for many people. And 7. Consistently use that FINISH acronym. Focus, ignore, now initiate, stay, hail. It really works as a guide.
That's a great summary. For me, that idea of achievable excellence really resonates, letting go of perfection, and also just actively managing distractions, not passively letting them happen. That feels like a game changer. Okay, a final thought for you, the listener, to take away from all this.
Well, beyond all the tips and techniques, the book really emphasizes knowing thyself, understanding your own energy rhythms, your best work style, but maybe the deepest takeaway connects to your biggest dreams.
Your wish list.
Exactly, your wish list or dream list. The source quotes the actor David Carradine, who said, "There are no failures in Hollywood, only people who give up too soon."
Powerful quote.
It really makes you think, doesn't it? So the question for you is, are you giving up too soon on your important goals, your dreams, because of these roadblocks we've discussed? Or are you making that conscious, rational choice to let go of something that truly no longer serves you?
Knowing the difference.
Knowing that difference might be the most important step to finishing what truly matters.